Hello, my friend. Let me ask you a question. How many hours do you sleep every night? 7 hours. Maybe 8. Now imagine this. What if those hours could become your secret classroom? You don't have to open a book. You don't have to sit at a desk. You simply relax. Drift into sleep. And your brain continues to learn English. Sounds like magic, doesn't it? But tonight I will show you why it's not magic. It's science. In this podcast you will discover why listening to English while you sleep really works, how your brain absorbs sounds, words, and patterns even when you are resting, how you can build vocabulary, improve pronunciation, and develop natural rhythm without stress. Stay with me from the beginning until the very end, because every section of this podcast is designed to give you something new, a word, a phrase, a piece of knowledge, or even a spark of motivation. And let me be honest with you, learning English is not only about words. It's about building a lifestyle, a mindset, and a dream. So tonight, while you relax, you will also feed your mind with fresh knowledge and new energy. By the time this podcast ends, you will not only fall asleep peacefully, you will also wake up with more English inside you, and more motivation to continue your journey tomorrow. So, are you ready? Let's begin this nighttime learning adventure together. When you fall asleep, your body rests, but your brain keeps working. It is never completely silent. Scientists call this process memory consolidation. During the night, your mind organizes experiences, connects ideas, and strengthens what you learned in the day. Imagine a librarian quietly walking through endless shelves, placing books in perfect order. That librarian is your brain. And when you listen to English during sleep, you are handing the librarian fresh material. New sounds, new words, new rhythms, to be stored and remembered. Neuroscientists have shown that the brain remains responsive to sound even in deep sleep. That is why you can wake up if someone calls your name, or when an alarm rings. Research from the University of Zurich in 2019 demonstrated that people who listened to foreign words during slow-wave sleep recalled them more easily in the morning. In other words, your ears may rest, but your brain continues to absorb patterns of language. Repetition is another key. The brain is a pattern-seeking machine. It learns by hearing the same structure again and again. Think about your favorite song. You never sat down to memorize the lyrics, yet after a few plays the words come naturally. Language works the same way. While you sleep, simple dialogues, polite expressions, common phrases, repeated gently, become part of your implicit memory. You are learning without effort, learning in the background, learning the way a child learns. And here is something truly fascinating. When you are awake, your mind often blocks new information with stress. You worry about mistakes. You judge your accent. You compare yourself to others. But in sleep, those barriers disappear. There is no exam, no correction, no anxiety. Your brain accepts what it hears with openness. That is why sleep learning feels effortless and natural. It is not forced. It flows. Multiple studies in cognitive science confirm this. In one experiment, participants who learned new vocabulary in the evening and listened again during sleep showed up to 40% better recall the next day. This is powerful evidence. It means your nightly rest can become your hidden classroom. Every night, without extra effort, you can add hours of English input to your life. And the benefits go beyond memory. Each time you listen while you rest, you are also building confidence. Your brain whispers, "This sound is familiar, I can recognize it, I belong to this language." Over weeks and months, that whisper grows louder, becomes belief. And belief turns into fluency. So why keep listening tonight? Because your sleeping hours are golden hours. They are free, they are long, and they are yours. Instead of silence, you can fill them with English. You are turning rest into progress, turning dreams into practice. This is not a quick trick. It is a scientific tool. A way to grow your English naturally every single night. Now that you understand the science, we can move to practice. In the next part, you will experience real English conversations, full of useful vocabulary, natural rhythm, and everyday expressions. Stay with me because the journey is only beginning, and the best is still to come. Chapter 1: Travel. Travel is one of the best teachers of language. When you travel, you need words for directions, transport, and time. Listen to this. Ticket, platform, delay, luggage. Simple words but essential. Imagine you are at an airport. You hear, your flight is delayed by 30 minutes. You don't need to translate. You understand. That is power. Vocabulary connected to travel is active vocabulary, because you use it in real life. Passport, boarding pass, customs, security check. Each word is a key that opens a door in your journey. Chapter 2. Food. Food is universal. Everyone eats, everyone orders, everyone shops. That is why food vocabulary is so useful. Listen, menu, order, waiter, receipt, discount. Imagine you walk into a cafe and say, "Can I have a cappuccino, please?" The phrase is short, polite, natural. You can also say, "I would like a sandwich." Notice the rhythm. Short, direct, easy to copy. Food language also teaches culture. In English, people often say to go or take out. In Britain, you may hear takeaway. One phrase, two cultures. Learning this makes you sound more natural, more aware, more connected. Chapter 3. Work. Now let's move to work. The workplace is full of useful English. Words like deadline, meeting, project, feedback, manager. Listen carefully. A manager might say, "Please send me the report by Friday." That is a direct instruction. At work, you also hear polite forms. "Could you update me on the project?" Or "Would you mind joining the meeting at 10? These phrases are not only about vocabulary. They are about tone. English at work values politeness, clarity, respect. Learning these expressions prepares you for global communication. Chapter 4. School. Finally, let's enter the classroom. School language is rich in everyday expressions. Assignment, exam, homework, lecture, presentation. Imagine a teacher says, "Please submit your assignment by Monday." The word submit means hand in officially. Or during a lecture you might hear, "Today we will cover Chapter 5. The verb cover here means study and explain. School English is not only for students. It is for anyone learning new skills. Because in every course, every workshop, every seminar, similar words appear. Note, summary, discussion, question. So here is the journey. Travel gives you the language of movement. Food gives you the language of daily life. Work gives you the language of responsibility. School gives you the language of growth. Together, these topics create a map of useful vocabulary that you can carry everywhere. And when you listen tonight, these words do not stay as theory. They become part of your memory, part of your rhythm, part of your English voice. Chapter 5. Health. Health is a subject we cannot avoid. Words like appointment, prescription, symptom, medicine, recovery. Imagine you visit a clinic. The doctor says, "You need to take this medicine twice a day." Clear, simple, easy to follow. Another example, symptom. A symptom is a sign of illness. For example, a headache is a symptom of stress. Learning health vocabulary prepares you for emergencies. Pharmacy, insurance, allergy, treatment. These words give you confidence in hospitals, in pharmacies, and in conversations about well-being. Chapter 6. Family. Family words are warm and close to the heart. Mother, father, cousin, nephew, niece. But family vocabulary also includes daily roles. Support, care, responsibility, respect. In English, we often use phrases like quality time, meaning time that is meaningful, not just time spent together. Another phrase is family gathering. It means relatives meeting to share food and conversation. These expressions are not only words. They are emotions. They carry culture, tradition, and values. When you learn family vocabulary, you learn how English speakers talk about love and connection. Chapter 7. City life. City life is fast, busy, and full of new words. Traffic, subway, avenue, district, schedule. Imagine you ask, "Excuse me, where is the nearest subway station?" Short, polite, direct. In the city, time is important. You hear, "The train arrives at platform 2 in 5 minutes." Notice how exact the language is. City life also gives you words like crowd, skyline, neighborhood. Crowd means a large group of people. A skyline is the shape of the city buildings against the sky. These words paint pictures. They help you describe not only places but also experiences of modern life. So now your journey covers even more ground. Health gives you the language of care and safety. Family gives you the language of love and connection. City life gives you the language of movement and description. Together with travel, food, work, and school, you now have a rich toolbox. Words for the road, words for the table, words for the office, the classroom, the hospital, the home, and the busy street. The more you hear them, the more natural they become. And as you rest tonight, each of these words is gently stored, ready for you tomorrow. My friend, let me tell you this. English is not only a subject, it is a skill. And skills are built with time, practice, and the right mindset. Mindset means the way you think about learning. A strong mindset makes challenges smaller. A weak mindset makes them bigger. The choice is yours. Here is a truth from psychology. The brain works like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Neuroscientists call this neuroplasticity. It means your brain can change, can create new pathways, new connections at any age. So, if you ever think I am too old to learn, remember this word. Neuroplasticity. Your brain is always ready to grow. Let me give you a mini story. Maria, a busy nurse, wanted to improve her English. She only had 10 minutes a day. Just 10. She listened to podcasts while cooking, while walking, sometimes before bed. First she felt nothing. But after 6 months, her patients noticed. She spoke with more ease, more confidence. What changed? Not the number of hours. It was consistency. Consistency means doing something regularly, again and again, until it becomes natural. Here's another word for you, resilience. Resilience means the ability to recover after failure. Imagine a child learning to walk. The child falls many times but always stands again. That is resilience. In English learning, mistakes are not failures. They are steps. Each mistake is a message. Tells you where to grow. Now let's talk about self-talk. Self-talk is the voice inside your head. If it says, I can't, your progress slows. But if it says, I am learning, I am getting better, your progress accelerates. Science supports this. Studies in cognitive psychology show that positive self-talk increases motivation and performance. So, choose your words carefully, not only when you speak to others but also when you speak to yourself. Mini story again. Ken, a student from Japan, once said, I am terrible at English. I will never improve. After months of struggle, his teacher asked him to change just one sentence. Instead of I am terrible, he began to say, I am learning. That small change created a shift. Within a year, Ken passed his English exam. His skills had improved, but more importantly, his mindset had transformed. Another word, perseverance. Perseverance means never giving up, even when progress feels slow. Think of running a marathon. The distance is long, but every step brings you closer. Language is the same. You may not feel faster every day, but each minute of listening, each word you learn, is a step forward. Here's a hook for your focus. Ask yourself right now, why do I want English? Is it for travel? For a career? For connection? Hold that reason in your heart. Because when you are tired, your why becomes your fuel. Motivation is not always about excitement. It is about remembering your reason. Now let me share one more scientific fact. Sleep itself strengthens learning. Research in neuroscience shows that during sleep, the hippocampus, a part of your brain for memory, replays what you learned. It is like a rehearsal at night. So by listening to English as you rest, you are giving your hippocampus material to practice. This is why you will remember more tomorrow than today. Finally, let's talk about growth mindset. Growth mindset is the belief that abilities can develop with effort. It is the opposite of fixed mindset, which believes abilities are permanent. With growth mindset you say, I am not fluent yet, but I will be. That small word yet changes everything. Keeps the door open. So here is your reminder. Use positive self-talk. Practice with consistency. Build resilience. Show perseverance. And believe in growth. These are not only words. They are tools. Tools that shape your journey. English is not about perfection. It is about connection. It is about expressing who you are, sharing your ideas, opening doors to the world. Each night you listen, you are feeding your brain with rhythm, vocabulary, and courage. Step by step, word by word, you are becoming the speaker you dream to be. My friend, we have reached the end of tonight's journey. You began with a reason, you learned the science, you traveled through useful words, you discovered stories of growth, and you filled your mind with motivation. Now it is time to let these words rest inside you. Remember this. Every night you listen, your brain is still learning. Neuroscience shows that sleep strengthens memory. The brain replays sounds and patterns, turning them into lasting knowledge. So, even as you sleep, your English is growing. Quietly, naturally, steadily. Think of the words of Nelson Mandela. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. And language is one of the brightest forms of education. With every phrase you learn, you are opening doors, building bridges, and expanding your world. Do not doubt yourself. Progress is often invisible at first, but it is happening. Just like a seed grows roots before you see the leaves, your English is taking shape beneath the surface. One day, suddenly, you will notice you can speak, you can understand, you can connect. And that moment will be yours. So as you close your eyes tonight, believe in your journey. You are not just learning English. You are building confidence, opportunity, and freedom. Step by step, word by word, you are moving closer to the speaker you dream to be. I wish you peace, I wish you rest, I wish you success on this path. Sleep well and let English flow through your dreams. Tomorrow you will wake stronger, clearer, more confident. This is not the end. This is only the beginning. And before you go, let me ask one small favor. If this podcast inspired you, please like this video, leave a comment to share your thoughts, and subscribe to EnglishStoryHub. Your support helps us grow, and it helps more learners just like you find motivation and progress. Good night, my friend. Sweet dreams. And remember, your English journey continues even as you sleep.